Welcome to Issues with Cartoons, the show about comics and cartoons. My name is Kyle Windle.
My name is Carl Lucas.
And we're finally at the moment we've been waiting for, Carl. We've been building up to this for the last, 6 or 7 episodes. We've been talking about Fantastic Four, the coming of Galactus, and now we're here with the MCU edition of Fantastic Four with Fantastic Four First Steps, directed by Matt Shakman, starring Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Eben Moss-Bachrach, and a whole host of other fine actors and actresses debuting the Fantastic Four into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
In a great rendition of Herbie.
Oh, and Herbie, yeah. I think voiced by Matthew Wood. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I tried to be prepared, Carl. We both, I think, have been jonesing for a high-quality Marvel Cinematic Studios Fantastic Four movie forever.
It's been teased so many times before this. It's been teased in Deadpool and Wolverine. It's been teased in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. They had a Reed Richards in there.
We talked before about how when the 20th Century merger happened with Disney, after I got over my anxiety about monopolies and corporate
oligarchies are
bad. But after I got over all that and I started thinking about the possibilities, a lot of people online were talking about the X-Men coming to Marvel, and I thought about that too, but not until after I thought about the Fantastic Four coming to Marvel. This was something I've been very excited for.
Yeah, there's a lot of anticipation of this from fans. Everybody's kind of clamoring for this.
Yeah, and a lot, and fairly or unfairly, a lot of pressure is being put on this movie to kind of reinvigorate the brand, which we can talk about.
I wanted to share that I was at Buckeye Comic Con and I was selling some prints and
minding your own business.
Yeah, somebody came by, began flipping through my prints, and they're like, "How do you feel about Silver Surfer being a woman?" And screamed at me, and I was like, well, after staring blankly for a few moments, I was like, well, Silver Surfer was a woman in Earth X, and I think it's fine. It's in continuity. It's in canon. I don't think Silver Surfer being a woman is a big deal. And he begrudgingly was like, and then
I bet he sounded just like that.
He did.
I'm excited to talk about Julia Garner as Silver Surfer specifically for a few different reasons, but like I said, we'll get to that too. What I want to start with, Carl, is what were your expectations, your hopes, your dreams for this movie before you went and saw it? What did you want out of it?
I just wanted something that honored the legacy of Fantastic Four, and I just wanted a not just a good Fantastic Four movie. I just wanted a good, faithful Fantastic Four movie that stopped dragging the brand through the mud. Because I feel like Fantastic Four in media has had such a struggle for relevance and to even get into the sphere of being remotely popular, and I think that this is perhaps the best version of that. This is an ideal Fantastic Four movie.
I agree.
In a lot of ways.
I think it's so funny for so many reasons that Fantastic Four and Superman come out in the same month.
It is.
But one of the reasons I think it's funny is because I think with general audiences, both properties have the same problem, which is there's no faith in the concepts from the corporate level, so they overcomplicate it and deliver
that's totally
half-assed or completely unrecognizable versions. They try to make them darker, they try to make them more grounded, or they try to make them relatable, or they try to make them modern, and by doing that you're very easily falling into the trap of making them either boring or inaccessible or unrecognizable. And I think that's been a problem with the Fantastic Four and Superman for the last several decades. And I think finally
they keep trying to reinvent the wheel, and if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. And I think finally the people in charge of making these things have kind of found that truth. And
we've reached a pinnacle point of 2025. We know how to make a good superhero movie now. It's the total opposite of 1995. It's it's crazy. It's crazy to watch it in my lifetime.
Yeah, for real.
From talking about Dave Corman Fantastic Four bootlegs to now. is crazy.
And I like the Roger Corman movies, and I like the Tim Story movies fine. I couldn't watch the Josh Trank film, but
I finished it.
Oh, good. But I do think that what was missing was the fun, the heart, the camp, the excitement, the adventure, the surrealism of this is another thing. I think what we finally are doing is, instead of bringing these characters into our world, we are finally being welcomed into their world, and I feel like that's true for both of these summer movies. And I don't want to spend the whole podcast comparing Superman and Fantastic Four, but it's almost impossible because they
came out the same month,
and they're in conversation with each other, I feel like. And
it's that Marvel DC rivalry too that we've seen our whole lives, and it's like playing out on the big screen with two really big tentpole movies
that are both done with kind of a similar mission statement. I feel like they're both trying to like bring the comic books back to comic book movies, and I'm not just
to make a comparison. I thought it was interesting how both films chose to skip origin stories.
Yes, that's a great point.
Jump into the universe and just tell us a new story with these characters on film
in two very different ways.
Unprecedented.
Yeah,
really.
And I think too, and when I talk about bringing the comic book to it, a lot of people talk about the color palette. Unquestionably, that's an element of it, but I think more than that, like the world of the Fantastic Four in this movie is so different from ours, from the political structure to the social structure to the celebrity culture. Like, it's all so different. Even though it's supposed to be in the 1960s, it's not even like the 1960s.
It's more like the Jetsons.
Yeah, it is. It's a retro-futurist kind of Jetsons-like approach. And I think that's such a smart, bold move.
It's such a cool take on it. And I think that really built a lot of intrigue from the first teaser image to the trailer to the release. Everyone loves this take.
And I think it gave them permission to be more comic booky, more out there. I don't think they would have
had the campy elements be allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and to the point, like we talked about how that Warren Ellis interview that he had in the back of one of the Ultimate Galactus comics.
Yeah. And we had an episode on that.
Yeah, and he talked about how the modern audiences probably wouldn't accept a giant man in a purple costume because it was too outlandish, but it fit the context of the Lee Kirby books. I don't know if he's right. I kind of disagree, but regardless, certainly in the context of the world they built for this movie, Galactus fits perfectly.
Yeah.
I think it really lent itself to that.
60s Marvel come to life.
Yeah.
Really, like...
really makes me want to just see more corners of this reality.
I want more adventures in this retro world. After seeing the film, I will say that. Like, I hope... I know they don't listen to me, but, I hope Fantastic Four 2 is in this retro world.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, and not to spoiler talk, by the way. This should be obvious.
Yeah.
We talked about how we love the Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
We talked, and in this film, we get a lot of references to a version of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah.
We get a glimpse of the intro to the Hanna-Barbera cartoon of this world. How smart would it be to tell, even if they were like short episodes, like 5-minute episodes?
Oh, like
I would love full-length ones, but I would love exploring this world with this cast, with this setting, in something like a Hanna-Barbera-esque animated series too.
I thought it was so interesting that they decided to go with the composer from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
And I think this song, the Fantastic Four, and then the like gleaming keyboards after it and stuff, I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's probably the best theme the Fantastic Four have had since the 60s show.
I feel that.
I think a lot of the Fantastic
memorable.
Four themes for me have been a big miss.
Yeah.
Especially rewatching all the cartoons with you over our coverage leading up to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's great themes, great music.
I agree, and this might be another chance to say, if we didn't already, that if you are only here for the movie review, we've covered every adaptation we could get our hands on of the Galactus saga, told in cartoons, in film, in other comics. So go back to the archive and listen to those. We also did a review of the Superman movie by James Gunn, so go back and listen to that. Okay, so
there's
I guess,
so much to discuss. I feel
I
like
know.
with there's like this episode's gonna be crazy long, but I'm okay with that.
So let's talk. This is probably going to be the meatiest part. But like, what were some of your favorite things in this movie? Like, or do you want to? Let's do this. Let's go one by one through each character and let's just talk about them for a little bit.
Oh,
maybe
like
that's
individually?
maybe that's an easier structure.
Okay.
Because I feel like we could spend all day and night talking about the things we liked in this movie. Because I think you and I probably come away very similarly with a lot of this. I think the things that I would have changed are very minimal.
I have a few gripes, but we'll get into that.
We will.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, let's not rain on our parade just yet.
Well, who do we start with out of the Fantastic Four?
I'll say here's where I'll tell you where we're gonna start. We have talked a lot in other episodes not related to the Fantastic Four. We have talked a lot about Sue Storm and how when she first came onto the scene in the comics, she was underutilized. In various adaptations, she's underutilized.
She sometimes doesn't have anything to do.
She's not given anything to do, or she's used as a prop for the men, or she's used as a very stereotypical matronly figure
usually
or wife
does
figure.
Nothing against a foe like Galactus.
No.
But so it's interesting the choices this film makes.
This is the Sue Storm I've wanted. Like, this is a Sue Storm. Oh, yeah, because she's obviously the most powerful member, which I think has been established since at least the 80s. Mm-hmm. She's central to the dynamic in the family. And she's got her own ambitions, her own wants and needs, her own ideas, her own goals. She is her own character.
Vanessa Kirby is the most three-dimensional version of Sue Storm that we've seen on film so far, and it's a killer performance.
It's
really
knockout.
Good. I actually have
performance.
Zero complaints about the cast. That's one of the things about this film that I like the most. Was
which I don't think was a given.
Not just the relationships between the cast, but the actors' portrayal of the characters. I liked.
I liked everyone. I liked them all. I liked them all. I want to see more of all of them.
I do. I can't wait for the next installment, whatever it is.
Well, like, I think about like Vanessa Kirby when in the scene when Reed kind of is struggling with the idea of like using Franklin as bait and like giving him up, and she holds Franklin and she screams, "I know!" and then she goes invisible and just goes off, on her own. Just kind of this righteous anger that she feels. I mean, so authentic. I think like it's just so authentic and it's so three-dimensional, like you say. I can't get enough. It might be my new favorite MCU character. She's just and her. I think her costume of the four looked the best. I think her performance was one of the best. The way they used her powers was one of the best.
I thought the ending was so cool that she like overextended her force field powers to push Galactus through the portal to do that like final push. I love that she was kind of the crux of defeating Galactus. Yeah.
This is her story. This movie is her story,
that,
for sure.
That scene with Franklin, too, had so much tension. Like, I was like, man, is Sue dead?
I know.
I was like, wow, they got me with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Franklin started crawling over. I was like, okay. Yeah, like, Franklin's going to bring her back to life. But, if I'm not mistaken, there's a reference to Franklin being a mutant. A little bit. There's, like, one line that's, like, has a double meaning.
I'd have to watch
he's
it again.
special. Yeah, there's like one line that's like kind of a hint that Franklin is a mutant.
Well, like that would be canon. I mean,
it is canon.
He's. I mean, at least since Days of Future Past, that's been kind of like an established thing.
Oh yeah,
but
it's like part of the X-Men universe.
But I think. And another thing that there's so much to talk about. So much to talk about. Let's just stick with Sue.
Take a deep breath. Get your ultimate nullifier.
Listen. I think two of the coolest scenes in this movie, they weren't the coolest, but two related to Sue, two of my favorite scenes.
Okay.
And I've heard this is controversial, but I loved it, and maybe it's just because I'm a father.
What's controversial about it?
When she makes her stomach invisible, so you can see Franklin inside.
Doing the test.
I've seen some people were like wigged out by it. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was such
that didn't bother me at all.
No, it was such an inventive. Because of course, like when you're a parent and or a parent to be, and you have a baby in your belly or in your partner's belly, all you want is to see the baby.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course you would do that if you had that power set. So I love that scene, and I think the kind of Paul Bunyan effect that Grant Morrison talks about with Superman, I think having childbirth happen at the speed of light while you're traversing the universe is so Fantastic Four that it's almost better than how it ends up in the comics. Like the Franklin Richards birth is almost way more Fantastic Four to me as it's presented here than just him being born in a hospital, like in a kind of pedestrian way.
They're the only heroes of this world of 828, so they have to acknowledge the call. You know, it's like when there's a villain, Fantastic Four take care of it, and this film is different from all the other films because, like I said earlier, we jump right in, and it's the Fantastic Four have had many adventures, and there's all kinds of nods, the classic Kirby comics, and the storylines from the 60s.
Well, and even 828, you mentioned it's Earth 828. Are you aware of what that's referencing?
Oh yeah, they have a little line about you. Go ahead and.
Oh, it's Jack Kirby's birthday.
Yeah, that's what I
which
mean.
is
They have a little line in
this
there.
whole movie is a love letter to Jack Kirby.
It felt that way.
It gives you it gives
like
you lip service to Stan Lee, of course, but like this is Kirby's tribute.
It was. I think that was a great thing about it. They really paid respect to him, like with the universe name, like we just said, all the Easter eggs, all the lore. They reference
The
Puppet
quote
Master
at the end.
There's Mole Man. Mole Man's in the film, played by the guy who plays
Paul.
Stingray on Cobra Kai.
Is that right? Oh,
Yeah, which I love.
watched.
They put him in it because he's so funny as that character. And I know purists are going to get mad that, he didn't have the cape or whatever.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah, he's great in it, and I'm glad, Mole Man got a moment on film.
I've only seen Paul Walter Hauser in the TV show The After Party.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only place I've ever seen him. But
He's funny.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so anything else you want to say about Sue Storm before we move on?
I thought the first film the first scene with Reed, where they're discussing her being pregnant, was a really interesting place to start the film, and it was not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting an action scene.
Yeah.
I was expecting setting up Galactus. I was expecting like
The origin.
Surfer, anything.
Right.
Yeah, anything but that, and that conversation with Sue and Reed about the baby really set the tone.
Yeah,
it kind of established the drama, but I think it also established how great these performances in the film were going to be.
I think that's
from that
great thing to bring up, and it's a great way to transition to talking about Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I loved him as Reed.
I think a lot of people.
He was so good.
It was so weird hearing the discourse around Pedro Pascal being cast. I think it's mostly just people who wanted John Krasinski, but people were like skeptical, and I never really felt skeptical about it because he's a great actor.
Yeah,
and he killed it. He killed it.
As soon as they released that teaser of him like in front of the chalkboard, and he had that voice, that like real retro scientist voice, I was like, oh, he's gonna kill this.
He's gonna knock it out of the park.
And he did.
He did.
It's a great performance.
And that scene you're talking about, when he can't let himself, he doesn't allow himself to be excited because he's so stuck in his head. And you even see that moment where he hugs Sue, and then he just kind of stares off into space for a minute. And it's so Reed Richards.
It was perfect when he broke down, when he was like, I can't figure out the equation. I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah.
And he like had that mental breakdown. I loved seeing that. That was like a character flaw.
Yeah.
Moment. That was great. I don't have many complaints. I've heard some people online, on the internet, how it is, complain that we didn't see enough of his powers. I thought that was all fine.
I thought it was just enough. I don't think... I mean, you can always do more with Reed, and I don't think we'll ever get the full scale and range of what his powers actually are.
Yeah.
Like, he can turn into any shape, and we mostly just see him reach for stuff and jump to stuff. And that's fine. I think his superpower is his intellect anyway. Like, that's like the real thing he brings to the table. Like, the stretchiness is kind of like the third or fourth most important thing about it.
No, that's a really good point about Reed. No, that's true. You're right. It is almost like his stretching powers are secondary, especially with everything else going on in this film, through the drama of Franklin being born.
Right.
There's a lot of the plot of this film.
I love the scene when Sue confronts him about not working on the crib. And he says, anyone can build a crib, but only I can build these scanners and these, like, he's trying to bring what he can bring to the table. Mm-hmm. And to him, that's more than just, like, the typical fatherly chores that you would normally get as a father to be. And I thought that was really interesting. But, yeah, like, that hopelessness that he feels, but, like, that compulsion to always solve the problem is so familiar. It's so from... that's the Jonathan Hickman run. The guilt he feels about that he constantly kind of brings up about turning his friends into superheroes. Like, he blames himself, and that's from the Mark Waid, Mike Wieringo run. I mean, there's so much pulled from various parts of his story that I really was impressed by it.
I thought it was good performance. Nothing bothered me about the performances in this film. I think that's one of the stronger aspects of it.
And that's interesting. Again, I'm going to use that as a transition because one character you are particular about and who you maybe expressed some skepticism about when the trailer came out was Evan Moss-Bachrach as Ben Grimm.
Yeah, because this is why. Like, leading up to it, I knew Bacharach was in the Punisher show as Micro. And with the casting, I didn't know it was an alternate universe yet. I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, why does Marvel keep recasting actors that have already played roles? This is annoying. I see the trailer, and they plug a tie into the bear.
Right.
I roll my eyes.
They show him cooking.
Yeah, they show him cooking. That's the first time we see the thing is like he's cooking. I'm like, oh, we just had to get that reference to the bear for marketing. I roll my eyes again. Like, and then, but I did have a conversation with you. I'm like, I'm going to be open about it. The Bear's a great show. He's a great performer. I'm not ripping on him. I'm kind of like ripping on Marvel's marketing choices.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
And then, so, like, I get into the film, and you get, like, one shot of Ben Grimm before he's the thing. And it's, like, a second long. It's, like, where they're all in the astronaut suits and stuff. Like, and then it skips ahead. Footage. It doesn't even show the cosmic rays. Like, they don't even show, like, the inciting incident of them becoming the Four.
Yeah.
Which could have been cool.
Could have been.
But they decided to skip that, and so it didn't really bother me that they recast him, because you get like 2 seconds of him as Ben Grimm.
Yeah, and I thought, and I don't know to what degree they used his facial expressions. I'm sure it's probably the same as what they do with Mark Ruffalo.
I've seen the motion capture suit. Like, he's like on the sets with them, but he's just in motion capture dots.
The way they were able to capture his emoting as Ben, I'm thinking specifically of the scene when he looks through the window at his of his old self on TV.
Oh, yeah.
And then the TV turns off and you see the reflection of him. That felt like it was straight out of This Man, This Monster.
Oh, it did.
And the way he emoted about it, I just thought was great. I thought his chemistry with all of them, but particularly with Reed, was really strong.
Right.
It felt honest and authentic. Yeah, it felt right. I mean, that they seemed like best friends, which I don't know if I always get from the various adaptations, but like I believe these two have known each other for years and love each other.
It comes across, and he's the uncle to the kid, even though it's not by blood. This is the best looking thing we've gotten on film. Easily.
Spot on.
It's like we're like finally there with the effects,
where
we could, we had to suffer through all these different suits and versions and stuff. Not that I totally hated that stuff, because I love practical effects. I like
the practical makeup on Michael Chiklis, but there's only so far you can take it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this is the first time we got like comic book accurate thing on film, and it was great. I really liked it.
And they definitely used Ben Grimm in the same way that Kirby did, as like a stand-in for Jack Kirby. Like he was, and I'm thinking specifically about like him interacting with the community and him going to the synagogue.
The car lifting scene was hilarious with the kids.
Fabulous.
That actually might be my favorite moment of comedic relief in the film.
Oh yeah,
is when he's lifting the car and he's messing with the kids like, oh, I don't think I could lift that.
That's adorable.
And then he was like surprised them and then acted like he was gonna throw the car at the kids.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
Too.
It was so fun.
Love that.
And I want this Ben Grimm to hang out in the Marvel universe. Like I want to see him interacting with Mark Ruffalo, and I want to see him interacting with.
I want that fight so bad.
And I want to see all these guys interact with Jen Walters, and I want to see them hang out with Tom Holland, and I just think that the chemistry potential is really, really high.
We got a Yancey Street reference.
I know.
I was stoked.
We had to, right? We had to get that.
This movie is so rich with Kirby Easter eggs. It's great for fans. It's like amazing.
Even to the point where something that did bother me stopped bothering me once I made the connection that it was a Kirby reference, and that's Natasha Lyonne's character.
This is now you bring us to like the first thing I'm probably going to complain
and
about.
I have a complaint about it too. So do you want to save it for later?
Yeah, I mean, you said the character's name is Jazz, which was
Roz. Her last name is Rosman. So the hang-up that a lot of speculation when she was cast was that she was going to be Alicia Masters, which would have been a great out of left field cast for Alicia Masters. It would have been very cool. Natasha Lyonne, I know her from Poker Face mainly. I haven't seen a lot of her other work.
The character felt out of place though.
Yeah,
is the issue, and the pacing was awkward, and it doesn't get resolved. It
felt like they
act.
cut a lot of it. I think it was probably longer.
It's almost like having a setup for something in the film, and then a second scene with it, and there's no resolution, and there's no indication of why it was there.
Yeah.
So it's just like this oddity that's in the film. There's even some stuff, I guess, with the Red Ghost that was cut.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if there was an opening action scene with the Red Ghost.
I bet there was, and I think they probably just used part of it for the flashback to the Super 8.
Yeah,
is my guess.
That stuff stuck out to me.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, there's some awkward pacing in this film that hinders it.
Yeah.
In a lot of the ways that the retrofuturism and the Kirby references and the performances can't save.
Right.
That hurts it as a film. Now, I will say that this is an MCU entry that's as good as Thor or a Captain America or Iron Man.
Yeah, a lot of people have compared this to Phase 1 Marvel.
It's comparable. It's as good. It's a flawed movie, yes, but like it's still great.
I think the fact that it's Natasha Lyonne and the fact that it's a Roz Kirby reference, just it is the right combination of things that help me kind of forgive a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm willing to look past it because I understand the intent behind it and I love that actress, but I do think it was pretty clearly meant to be more than what it ended up being, and a lot had to have been cut, I'm guessing.
Do you think she was Alicia, and then they decided to move the Fantastic Four to a new universe, and then decided to retroactively change it?
I kind of think they went in with the intention of this being a Kirby love letter, and they found they couldn't... If they're going to treat Ben as like the Jack character...
Like he's personified.
Then giving him a Roz Kirby had to be... They had to do it that way. Now, could they have changed Alicia's last name to Rosman and made her a blind lady that went to the same synagogue? They could have. Would that have been too much of a change? Maybe. I don't know. There's not enough to go on to really say if it's the right choice or not. But we know the Puppet Master is in this universe, so we know that Alicia's stepfather or uncle or father or whatever is out there. So anyway, I guess that's kind of sidetracking us. We'll come back to...
it's related.
We'll come back to more of the negatives, I guess. But Joseph Quinn, I remember, again, if you care about online discourse, which I pay too much attention to it. But people were also skeptical of Joseph Quinn, who had been in Stranger Things. I know him from A Quiet Place Day One. And then here as Johnny Storm... I think people thought he was miscast just on its face, but
yeah,
I found him to be really compelling. I found him to be great.
I thought it was the most comic book accurate Human Torch we've gotten, because not only is he cocky and he's kind of this playboy, he's also...
Which they downplay those two elements, honestly.
He's smart. He's intelligent, which, Human Torch in the comics is. And so, in that sense, I think it's the best portrayal of Human Torch we've gotten so far. And the effects were wonderful.
Oh,
I cheered.
Man.
I practically cheered when he flamed on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for the first time, like, to chase the surfer and, like, all this. Like, I was enthralled.
Yeah.
Like, whenever, like, Human Torch was on screen, I was, like, enthralled.
I thought, and I
was great.
I love too how you mentioned him chasing the surfer. That's like, this is not a one-to-one adaptation of the Galactus saga, but they do pull some of these moments, like the first confrontation with the surfer is for the Human Torch. That's straight out of issue 48.
Yeah,
and I think this leads me to talking about Julia Garner as Silver Surfer, because I think there was some thought to gender bending her and making it Shalabal instead of Nornrad, because now, instead of Alicia or Susan being the human connection that leads her to change her allegiance, right, her loyalty, to betray Galactus, it's Johnny. So it gives Johnny something to do, right, in the story, and gives him an emotional connection to everything.
His story arc was tied to the surfer.
I love the translation sequence, like where he's basically becoming
a
linguist.
Yeah,
it's
the
amazing.
Records. Yeah,
and that conversation he has with her in the middle of the city, so good. But I think that if people want to say that the choice is woke or whatever, which to me is not an insult.
It's like that fan and like coming up to me and harassing me at my table.
Like if that guy wants to think it's just doing it to like appease the woke, whatever that means, I think beyond it just being a creative choice, I think it gives the story another touch point with the original books, but it changes it to make it different, and it gives Johnny something to do.
I'm just going to say that if you want classic Silver Surfer, go watch Rise of the Silver Surfer, because they'll never do it better than that.
For real.
That exists. Like, if you want to go back and read, I'm not so much of a... I just care about good story.
Me too.
And
I'm not a purist.
This film had a good story. I will allow you to gender bend characters. I don't care. It's not going to bother me that much.
There's nothing intrinsically masculine about the Silver Surfer that you have to keep it that way.
I was never mad about the choice at all. I was never online bickering about it. In fact, that was like the least of my worries. I was more worried about like Ben. I'm like, are they going to get Ben right? Or are they going to get Human Torch right? You know what I mean?
It made me more interested. And Julia Garner, she's from Ozarks, and she's actually got a few things coming out this year. But it made me curious about how she was going to approach it. And ultimately, I mean, I thought she did a great job.
That scene where she announces Galactus is great.
Chilling.
It's great, really where everything's quiet. Like, the score almost gives out for a moment. Yeah. And it's just her floating down. It's like out of like a sci-fi horror thing. It's great. They capture that existential dread.
I was going to say this. This is something that was missing from other adaptations, but it is present throughout this film.
Like, he is coming.
And like I think once Surfer shows up, it becomes a way more compelling movie. I was already interested, but like I was riveted. I was gripped by the time Surfer showed up.
And she even did some of the stuff that was in Rise of Silver Surfer, like she phases through the spaceship and stuff, which I liked.
Goes through the building.
I
and
thought
the
that was
helicopter
cool.
And stuff. Yeah, I did too.
It was a nice nod to that.
And then I thought the effects on her were great. I thought they were really clean.
If there's one thing in this film, the effects are incredible.
Yes.
Like everything. Like everything looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ralph Ineson's Galactus.
Awesome.
Best intro to a character in the MCU? Like
I had this thought.
What a sequence.
When we recorded this, I was thinking, I think that's one of my top 5 like moments like in a Marvel film.
Yeah. Like
it's like when Galactus, you get that first shot of him, his eyes light up.
Oh man, the silhouette starts to appear and then he comes into full view.
Unbelievable.
Did you see?
I saw it in IMAX.
I was going to ask, I saw it in IMAX too. You have to see it in IMAX.
It's the only way to see it. And it's like...
So good.
It was powerful. It was so cool.
You felt the scale. And they did it perfectly with having him presented in the same frame as the four.
It was great.
Really,
so good.
Awe-inspiring.
I can't wait to see it again. Honestly,
I can't
wait to see it.
I'm getting chills thinking about it, Carl.
Yeah.
I can't think of another character introduction of a character appearing for the first time.
Oh no, they haven't.
That is anything like this. I mean, I don't know. Thanos wasn't this imposing when you first see Thanos.
Oh,
I mean,
Guardians.
Oh no, at the Avengers post-credits.
Oh, the teaser. Yeah, it's just like a quick little shot of his hand.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I'm not saying it wasn't cool, but I'm saying in terms of
character introduction,
revving up your emotions and giving you this sort of sense of awe, this sense of dread, this sense of how are you gonna fight a character like this? Incredibly impressive. And I've heard that man speak in interviews. That voice, they did not have to modulate all that much.
Yeah.
He's got a very deep voice.
The effects on Galactus were awesome.
Well, and a lot of it was practical, which I think is the secret sauce that Superman and Fantastic Four have both figured out this year. Is we're reintroducing practical effects and miniatures and that kind of stuff.
A little bit of that Phil Tippett magic back in the movies.
I think you feel that a little bit in these. And I think the plot device of Franklin is a very elegant one. I think it makes a lot of sense. It really brings some themes into the movie.
I think it did hinder more backstory about Galactus, because Galactus's motivation is purely to get the child to transfer
to replace him.
Yeah, to be his heir, basically. And I feel like we lost a little bit of exploring Galactus's and Silver Surfer's relationship because of that. That kind of gets sacrificed for Franklin. I did think about it after I watched it. I was like, I think that's the right move though. Storytelling. We don't need to know every detail of Silver Surfer and Galactus's backstory for this story to work.
I think there is a way you could do it. I think you're totally right. I think there is a way that you could make the movie half an hour longer.
It would have made it
give more room for that relationship and to establish that dynamic a little more. But I think another thing this movie did really well, I'll be honest, my expectations going in is I thought Galactus was going to win. I thought the Earth was going to be destroyed.
Said that in one of our episodes.
I thought this was going to lead into Doomsday and Secret War by stranding the Fantastic Four.
I wanted to kind of tease you about that.
Oh man, I was totally wrong.
You're totally wrong. It was just a happy,
total miss.
Happy singular Marvel movie with no cliffhanger leading into the Secret Wars.
That being said, though, they kept teasing me throughout the film because. The whole thing where they convinced the world to create a teleportation device.
That was
and the whole time
cool
I was like,
they
were doing it. I was like, so this is how the incursion is going to happen. And then so I'm waiting for the incursion to happen, and then Silver Surfer destroys everything, and it doesn't happen. And then Franklin is captured by Galactus, and I'm like, he's going to get away with Franklin, and that's why the Fantastic Four
him away,
and that's why the Fantastic Four leave to the multiverse, because they're trying to find Franklin. Well, then they get Franklin back, and then Sue dies, and I'm like, Reed's going to become the Maker, and then Sue comes back. I didn't know what to expect, and they ended up just giving me what I should have expected, which was the heroes win in the third act.
I'll be honest, I'm so glad it stands alone.
Outside
of Adventure.
This is something else I want to talk about.
It's more in line, like I said, with those early MCU entries. It just stands alone.
It's another thing it has in common with Superman. These two movies don't need homework to be done, and there's a desire for more, but there's no promise of more. There's not they say the Fantastic Four will return in Doomsday, but it's not like the story ended on a cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It all.
It was a complete narrative, and I love that about both of those movies.
Yeah, it was. It was an awesome love letter to Kirby.
Yeah, it was. Gosh, and I love the references, like you say. I love that we get mentioned. Let's see, we heard mention of the Mad Thinker, the Red Ghost, Mole Man, obviously, Puppet Master, the Wizard, Diablo.
I think you got all of them.
I think I got all.
Yeah,
of them.
that's like most of them.
That's most of them, and then of course you get a lot of other Easter eggs in the animated sequence later. But and then just you see Yancey Street, which is so intrinsically tied to Kirby.
So we talked about the 4. I think we haven't talked about Herbie yet.
Tell me about Herbie. I thought Herbie was like the R2-D2 of this whole thing.
Herbie, like, they really did an awesome reinvention of Herbie. I like the character more after watching the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I want more Herbie. Like, I hope Herbie.
He's the crypto of this. He's the crypto of this movie.
Yeah, he's like just cute android. Even his voice was great. Where he's like, and stuff. And I like the scene where Reed changed the VHS tape. That was in his head. You know, that was great.
Never even thought about those eyes as being VHS reels. Like, so fun.
I hope they put Herbie into the comics as this version.
Yeah.
It's
they
great.
updated to this.
Yeah, it's super good.
You're right. We shouldn't shortchange Herbie. I'm really thrilled that
Herbie was great.
He got to be presented to the world this way.
I thought a standout.
Oh,
the characters. Yeah. Like Herbie,
for sure.
Herbie was great.
I mean, other things like Mark Gatiss is the television host. If you know Doctor Who or Sherlock, you know Mark Gatiss.
Yeah, he kind of did nothing for me.
Yeah, he was fine.
He was like kind of forgettable.
Sarah Niles is from Ted Lasso. She plays the therapist. So it was fun seeing her. Ultimately, she didn't have all that much to do. Did you notice? I caught this while I was watching it. And I didn't see all 4 of them, but all 4 of them were in it. But the Roger Corman cast is in this movie.
I heard that afterwards.
And I didn't catch any of them. I saw Alex Hyde White, who played Reed Richards. He was one of the news anchors. He was only there for a second.
That's awesome.
He was there for like one line. But apparently, I think Ben is a firefighter. Johnny, I think, is a reporter. I don't know where Sue shows up. She might be like in a crowd scene somewhere. But how cool! Yeah, that they get to come back and get their flowers for.
I said I didn't know that, but I heard about it afterwards. But you're right. It's cool, like full circle moment.
Very cool.
Yeah, have that in there. It's great attention to detail.
Yeah, absolutely was.
Kudos to them for that. Now, like, I do want to talk about like kind of some of my gripes with this. I went with somebody that had only seen the Tim Story movies.
Yeah.
And they commented to me after the film that this is somebody that's not a big Fantastic Four fan.
Right. Not like a comic book person.
Not like a comic book person. They thought the pacing was bad. And they were the Tim Story films have better pacing. It was kind of the comment.
So
and I think there is some truth to that. I think there is some wonkiness at the beginning of the film. I like that it introduced the Fantastic Four. It gave us all those great Easter eggs, like Human Torch making the 4. Like I said, Red Ghost fighting the apes. But I think they needed an action sequence, and then the exposition, or the exposition and then the action sequence. And
we got an exposition and then like a family scene.
Yeah, an exposition action sequence, and it did feel clunky to me.
You really didn't get an action scene until they go to. Am I remembering this right? Until they go to space. Yeah.
Yeah, until Surfer shows up.
Yeah. So I think that's. I won't say it's invalid.
There's lulls though.
I'm not bothered by it so much, but I can understand that's a criticism. I've heard people say the pacing of this is a criticism that they have as well. So I don't think it's a unique complaint.
It did not kill the movie for me. Because, like I said, the retrofuturism and the performances elevate it. The reason I'm bringing it up is I just don't think it's as good as Superman then. Because it's just is purely outside of being a comic book fan. A comic book fan, for me, 10 out of 10. Yeah. This is a great Fantastic
Four fan, yes.
This is the best Fantastic Four, hands down.
Animation, live action, anything, I think.
I'm saying as a film fan, like, it's about, like, an 8. And Superman was a 9. You know what I mean?
I agree. And it's so funny because I heard people complain about Superman's pacing and being overly bloated. And I found that to
that
be
was crazy.
I thought that to be more true of this film than that film. I didn't find any fault. I'm also like totally in the bag for the James Gunn Superman movie. I left that movie feeling incredible.
Yeah, I love that movie.
So I honestly I can't find a reason to give it anything below a 10. I give it a 10 out of 10. I give this movie about an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I think we're in the same boat
and,
there.
And it's things like some of the pacing being off, and like we said, the scene with things. Girlfriend, help me out here.
Natasha Lyonne's character.
Yeah.
It was Rachel Rosman or something. To that effect.
I needed like a little bit more there.
Like one more scene.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. I needed a little bit of something where that got resolved better. Everything else works. Even the Star Wars ending.
Yeah.
Of Sue exhausts herself using her force field powers to push Galactus through the portal.
Oh, I thought it was beautiful.
And then that scene's great. But then Galactus comes out of the portal, and you're like, what's gonna happen? You're like horrified. And then like Han Solo at the end of New Hope, Silver Surfer comes in and just knocks Galactus.
That's great. I loved it.
I thought it was fine.
They even misdirected you with the with Johnny, and of course you knew like Johnny wasn't going to sacrifice himself, but you did think for half a second, oh wait, Jonathan Hickman killed off Johnny. Maybe they'll kill off Johnny.
Yeah, I heard a lot of fans online say that. Yeah. I haven't read all of Hickman's run, but I saw some fans say that.
He gets better in the books, but I liked that about it. I liked that it was kind of like Silver Surfer does what they do in the comics, which is they turn the tide against Galactus at the very end.
Like that. Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I also like that instead of the ultimate nullifier, we get. It's honestly more of the ultimate version where like Reed constructs something to solve the problem, and that gives him more agency. This also is the most physical confrontation that we've covered between the Fantastic Four and Galactus, where they're actually physically attacking Galactus, which is not something you get until later versions of Galactus appearing on Earth.
What about the scene where Galactus walks by the Statue of Liberty?
Oh, yeah.
And then like picks up the ground to sniff it, like to see if it smells good to eat it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I thought it was great.
The cosmic gardener.
That's what it felt like. That's literally what it felt like. He's like sampling the product. Yeah.
I love that scene a lot.
Very great. I really like that. Because, I mean, like, how many times have you seen, like, just someone, like, in a movie, like, land on a beach and they grab, like, a nearby fruit? Like, that's the equivalent of that. It's like Gulliver's Travels. I thought that was great.
That was so cool. They did, and I know I sound like negative Nancy earlier.
No, it's okay.
But like the Galactus stuff is just like, God, if you're a Marvel fan, this is the best.
What do you want more? What more could you want?
What else do you want?
I don't know. I don't know what you could possibly want out of it. I'll say for me, I'd say my gripes are not too dissimilar to yours. I mean, there were some pacing things, especially, like I said, at the beginning. I think I really got hooked, like I said, once Silver Surfer showed up. But I was interested in everything. I loved the set design. I love the music. I'm a sucker for mid-century anything. So that was very appealing. I love the world building. I'd say for me, CGI Franklin was distracting at some points. But not so much that I would call it anything more than a nitpick.
I didn't notice that. He was CGI?
A couple spaces it looked like he was.
Interesting. Okay.
I'd say, I know you liked it. I would have liked Paul Walter Hauser to look and act a little more gross as Mole Man.
Oh, okay. You wanted more comic accuracy.
I think if they had done some prosthetics, if they had done even how they like stage him in some scenes, I think he looked too normal and he just kind of seemed goofy. And I think that if they had made him if they had gone a little more toward Danny DeVito Penguin with him and just made him really like disgusting looking.
Oh, okay. You just churned my brain a little bit. There is one more thing I want to complain about.
Oh, tell me.
It is the use of clobbering time. Totally unacceptable, Marvel. What are you doing? Okay, first off,
he says it once.
Let me take the floor a little bit. Okay. Let me take the floor a little bit.
The floor is yours, Mr. Lucas.
Okay. So you're gonna treat Avengers Assemble with great regard.
Yeah.
One
building
of
it
the
up
top-
over 24 movies.
Yeah. At the end of Civil War, he says Avengers, and then it cuts, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I've always loved that about Civil War, that they tease the Avenger assembles, and then he says.
Well, that's Age of Ultron. Is that what they?
No, it's in Civil War, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
this with the new
Go on.
Secret Avengers.
Go on.
Anyway, so you build up Avengers Assemble, but clobbering time is from a TV show, and Thing doesn't even like saying it. No, unacceptable. Ben Grimm loves to fight. Ben Grimm needs to just say clobbering time.
Yeah.
Like, it just needs to be part of his lexicon. Like, he just needs to say it. And so, like, that was something in the film, like, as I was watching it, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that at all. I didn't like that.
Well, the only time you hear Flame On is from the little Happy Meal toy, right? Like, that's the only time.
Oh, really? Does Johnny not say it?
I don't think he says it. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm.
I thought he said it.
I'm going to see it again tomorrow.
But
I'll tell you if he says it.
I
again.
need to see it again.
I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. I apologize.
Yeah,
but,
you might be right, like, because I don't remember a scene with it.
But for a movie that
come on, Marvel.
we have
Come
bragged
on.
we have bragged for nearly an hour about how this movie embraces the comic bookiness of things.
Yeah, it does.
And it's interesting that that's the thing.
I know.
Pardon the pun. That's the thing that they don't lean into. Is the catchphrase.
That was so ridiculous to me.
I mean,
it was so. I was like, you're gonna have all this retro, futuristic.
There's way more
crazy
absurd
stuff.
things in the movie than it's clobbering time.
I'm kind of annoyed by it.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm not gonna.
That's probably why it's not a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's stuff like that where I'm like, yeah.
Okay, before we talk about any of the post-credit scenes,
Okay.
the movie proper, anything else? I mean, again, we could go on and on, but is there anything else that you have a burning desire to talk about?
No, I think we covered.
I'm going through my brain and I'm trying to remember. I think the relation. Oh, I love the teases of Latveria throughout.
Oh, I forgot about that. There's a little bit of that.
I love the public's relationship to the Fantastic Four. Kind of like ebbing and flowing.
60s.
It did feel 60s, and it felt.
They're even a plot point with the Future Foundation.
Right.
And all that
I mean,
stuff.
and the Future Foundation reminded me of, and you'll know this better than me. Is it the United Federation? What's the Star Trek thing?
Oh yeah, the Federation.
Yeah,
It's
it's just the Fantastic Four creates the Federation. It's really what, and that's kind of like what I mean when this world has its own political structure, its own social structure.
They gave Sue so much to do in this compared to Jessica Alba.
Gosh,
Like
it's like a breath of fresh air.
It's like night and day.
It's delightful, is what it is. Yeah, I think
they didn't make her cry prettier
No,
though.
she was like I said. She got angry. She got sad. We saw her in labor. Like we saw her
there was
across the emotional spectrum.
Great character moments. That's what I mean. Like it makes you excited to see this cast in the next thing. Like I can't wait for Fantastic Four 2. I can't wait to see them in Secret Wars or Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Sorry, Doomsday. Sorry. That's how much I'm paying attention to Avengers movies.
Well, you know what?
This
will segue into our mid-credit sequence talk.
We've
been you and I both have been very, we'll say, hesitant, lukewarm, skeptical about Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom and all the possible ways that can go wrong.
It's a big talking point online too. It's like
this movie, not because of the post-credit scene, but because of the Fantastic Four cast. Mm-hmm. This movie is what's getting me excited for Doomsday. Not Robert Downey Jr., not seeing the Thunderbolt New Avengers, not seeing anything else. It's I want to see these characters again. I get to go see them in Doomsday. So that's what has me excited.
Oh, they got me with the old X-Men cast coming back. I can't wait.
Ian
McKellen.
I know.
Patrick Stewart.
James Marsden.
Come on. I can't wait. Hugh Jackman probably in the bag. They haven't announced it.
Tobey Maguire probably.
Definitely.
So
it's all coming.
Toby. I just say all that because I'm so worried about how they can mess up Dr. Doom yet again in a live action telling.
Can't get classic Doom, can we?
Never.
No, never.
We just it's not out yet, and it won't be out for a couple months. But we just watched a Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes season 2 opener, which is the Fantastic Four teaming up with the
It's a
Avengers,
great episode.
meeting Doctor Doom, and we were both watching it, and we were both like, "Can this just be the movie?"
Yeah, like just give me 2 hours
just
of
give
this.
me 2 hours of this,
Yeah,
and I hope
agree.
I hope so. But like going to the mid credit sequence, so the mid credit sequence was filmed by the Russo brothers, and presumably it's a scene from Doomsday.
They're playing with action
And
figures.
it's yeah, pretty much. But Franklin is 4 years old, and it's Sue reading The Hungry Hungry Caterpillar, which perfect choice for a book given that we just came off of the Galactus story.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
And then Herbie offers to read Charles Darwin's Origin of the Species,
Herbie.
which is
Got it.
also
Love Herbie.
delightful.
Yeah.
And then Sue walks away to get a different book. I can't remember the book offhand, but she turns around and Franklin is touching Dr. Doom's face, his face away from the camera.
It's our first shot of Doom.
And it's our first shot of Dr. Doom. And from what little we can see, it looks pretty doggone close to the comic.
It's pretty comic accurate. You
So
got the metal
at
mask,
least-
you got the green cape.
At least
Yeah.
visually, so far, we're doing okay. Which is not a given, because so far we've had Smallville Trenchcoat Dr. Doom, and we have had charred body Dr. Doom. Like, we've had everything but just a mad scientist, wizard, night king supervillain. And so, we'll see. It's not much to go on. But obviously, they're setting up Franklin to be the MacGuffin again.
Yeah.
This time with Dr. Doom. And I think
That's
he's going
such
to
a
be
good point.
he's going to be the stand-in for either Molecule Man or the Beyonder for the Secret Wars Doomsday storyline.
A lot of people have brought up speculation online of like why Doom's mask is off. I think that was just to tease the character. I think it was like you get a little bit of the mask, but you don't see Robert Downey yet.
You don't think Franklin's going to heal his face?
Yeah, and that's what everyone's like. Well, Franklin's healing his face right now. I'm like, I think they just wanted a tease.
I don't know.
They just
Silver
wanted to tease it a
Surfer
little
healed his
bit.
face in Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I
So
wonder
it's
if
not
that's like
unprecedented.
the first time that Invisible Woman has seen Doom.
I don't think so, and I want
Yeah.
to talk about this because I wanted to know what your theories are. Do you think that because the Latvian seat was empty throughout the film, obviously it's a presence in the world.
Like they've fought Doom before.
I think they fought Doom before, and I kind of think it's this Doom. I think that
so,
Robert Downey
too.
Jr. is the Doctor Doom of this world, which is something people have speculated, still not confirmed, but like as far as I can tell, the reason Latveria is never at the Future Foundation meetings is because Doctor Doom hates Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four. Which
Yeah.
again, so far, based on what I've seen, like if that's true, that's 2 for 2 so far. We're doing pretty good.
I'll say this: the less cosmic Doom is, the happier I'll be. Now it's okay if
He's
Doom,
stealing cosmic power.
yeah,
that's different.
it's totally in character for me for Doom to be from this universe, 828, Jack Kirby's birthday, and then he kidnaps Franklin, and then Franklin turns him into Cosmic Surfer Doom,
Right.
or whatever,
Right.
You know,
Like Secret Wars Doom.
Yeah, that's like I'll accept that. Anything else, like if it's Iron Man Doom, if it's something where he takes off his mask to interact with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna be happy.
I think you and I agree that this
Like-
I think our biggest hang-up, you mentioned like evil Iron Man, and you mentioned Tom Holland, and this is what makes me want to say this. I think the biggest concern, I guess, I have is that by making it Robert Downey Jr., you create a situation where the emotional conflict in any Doctor Doom story is now between Peter and Doom.
and I hate that.
It should always
I
be
hate that.
Reed and Doom. Like, the conflict is always between Reed and Doom.
Now,
Like, Doom hates Reed.
Now, mind you, Doom in the comics is very established as an enemy of the Marvel Universe overall.
Yeah.
He shows up in Amazing Spider-Man #5.
Yeah.
Very early on.
Yeah.
To fight Peter, and like we'll be reviewing Avengers 25.
Right.
Where Doom fights the Fantastic Four. He's very...
And the Avengers.
He hates everyone.
Right.
Doom hates and fights everyone.
But what drives him to be the mad scientist, what drives him to be like a master of the mystic arts, is that he's just trying to prove that he is better than Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Like, he is the Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
He's Lex Luthor level of hater.
That's such a great
with Reed
comparison.
Richards. They're the same in so many ways.
They want to be They want to be the hero in the story.
They want to be the hero. They think they are the hero.
Yeah.
They will lie, cheat, and steal to be the superior version in the story. And I think if we're just going to simplify it by saying that he got his powers from the same cosmic rays as the Fantastic Four, I think that robs him of something.
Yeah.
If we're saying that he is just Iron Man but bad, I think that robs something from him. He has
such a rich history. It's a shame if we don't get the classic version of the
and
character.
it's on,
I think it's what we're saying.
And it's on Marvel. Like, it's their job to basically prove us wrong. To show us that this isn't a concern, that this was a good choice, that it's worth $80 million of Robert Downey's paycheck to do it this way.
I honestly, I'm kind of curious with how good Pedro Pascal was as Reed. I want to see Robert Downey and Pedro Pascal.
This Reed
mono
is begging for a Doctor Doom. This Reed is begging for a Doctor Doom. It could be such a good conflict, and if they just pivot it to Spider-Man instead, it's a waste.
That almost needs to be like the climax of the film.
I agree.
It needs to come down to Reed versus Doom.
That's
kind of epic Secret Wars confrontation.
That's how the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars was, right? It was Reed versus Doom at the end. Yeah. We're gonna cover that, by the way, when the Secret Wars movie finally comes out.
I have a lot of those single issues actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was actually picking those
up. Okay, and then just to put a bow on it, the final post-credit scene was the fake introduction to the cartoon of the fake Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four
and that
show.
was fun. I really enjoyed that. That was a great end credit scenes.
I want to watch it again just to look for all the Easter eggs, but they pack a lot in there. I will say that what it made me...
Was there an Aunt Petunia reference?
Was there? I'll tell you tomorrow. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna see it tomorrow. I'll tell you if there is one. There should be. We talked about the Hanna-Barbera cartoon at the beginning of the week, and we talked about how the rights were kind of in limbo, and that it's not streaming anywhere. There's not a physical copy. Yeah. How dumb is it that we go to this major blockbuster summer movie that ends with a direct shout out to a Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four cartoon? You leave the theater, you pull out your phone and think, I want a Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four cartoon to watch. Yeah. And it's not available.
It's not anywhere.
What are you doing?
It was a boomerang, strangely.
Do you know how many copies you could sell of a Blu-ray collection of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon?
Kyle, I think it comes down to, and I've heard people bring this up, is that Disney owns too many properties to properly market everything. Could be. And they're releasing everything at such a rapid pace. It's like
they don't think about all the possible.
They don't even do everything properly to the tie-ins and stuff. It's not like Jurassic Park in 1995 where everything was like meticulously planned. It feels like everything's like rushed out for streaming, or especially the MCU. It's just kind of like, oh, we got to move on to the next crossover.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm sure.
I don't know. I think it's a product of that.
I think that's a totally valid point that I didn't think about. I also wonder if they thought that untangling the rights to a Hanna-Barbera cartoon was more trouble than it was worth.
It might be complicated.
Might be.
I think maybe some licensing with the actors. They don't have like approved, you know, like could be a lot of things.
And I mean, Hanna-Barbera is a Warner Brothers property now, so they would have to untangle it from Warner Brothers, which is a whole mess.
Kyle, I think that might be it.
Oh, I know,
that's probably the biggest thing.
But like, it's a missed opportunity. It makes me want a proper release even more because I loved that use of 60s animation.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was a really good teaser. Yeah. Probably one of the better post-credit scenes I've seen in a while. Now, I haven't seen Thunderbolts, and I don't remember what the one was for Cap 4, but
I don't
escapes me.
But anyway, so Last Chance We've talked about Fantastic Four and Galactus in specific.
Let's do a final rating. Would you change anything?
Would I change anything about this movie? I would add, let's say, 30 minutes, and I'd spread that.
2-hour epic.
I'd spread those 30 minutes between Silver Surfer and Galactus and Thing and Rachel Rosman.
Okay.
And I would also add some prosthetics on Mole Man.
Okay.
We didn't even talk about how they did a direct lift of the cover to Fantastic Four #1.
Oh,
that was very fun.
Yeah, with the monster.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was great.
Anything
Anything you would change other than that?
I would
Have them say it's clobbering time.
Yeah, that definitely. That 100% yes. He has to just say clobbering time in it like that. It was from a cartoon or whatever. Did nothing for me. The beginning.
Not for me.
Yeah, not for me. Actually, I prefer my Ben Grimm. Just no clobbering time. It had to be a reference to a cartoon. Jack Kirby would not be proud. Okay, so the other thing I would change is the Red Ghost. I would have him be the sequence at the beginning, and then give me exposition that the Fantastic Four have been around for years.
Yeah.
Just start off with an action scene. Just show me that. And I think that would have done more. Less people would be complaining about, oh, well, this part's slow. Oh, there's not enough action in the film. Because you would have gotten that big bite with the sandwich at the beginning to hold you over. Minor things. Do you have a ranking, Kyle?
In terms of Fantastic Four or an MCU, or what are we ranking?
How do you feel about it in context of the MCU? Where would you put it?
So I think this is the 36th project they've done. I could be wrong. They've done several.
I believe it.
This is certainly in the top third, probably in the top quarter for me. I'd say it's. I mean, recency bias is a real thing.
Yeah.
The Galactus stuff really pushes it up, though. I mean,
amen.
The Galactus scene itself might be might make it a top 5 MCU movie for me. I mean, I really am blown away by it.
Good point.
It'll break your heart to hear that Matt Shakman has said that he's not planning a director's cut at this time, so we might not ever see an extended version.
Because there's obviously stuff cut. That kills me.
Stuff cut.
That annoys me.
It does annoy me too. Where would you put it? You said kind of around the Phase 1 films.
It's up there with the Phase 1 films. It's right in there with them. I would put this next to Iron Man. I would rewatch this before Iron Man.
I would too. Now,
which is crazy.
I am
which sacrilegious to some fans.
Maybe, but honestly,
I'm a heretic now.
We're both bigger Fantastic Four fans than the character of Iron Man. I never read Iron Man regularly. I've never gone back and done a deep dive on Iron Man the way we have on Fantastic Four. So
it's up there, probably Avengers 1 for me.
I think that's
Age
a good
of Ultron,
spot.
Civil War.
Yeah.
I love Civil War. It's up there with Civil War for me.
We won't cut this, but we'll just say we should do an episode where we just rank every MCU project.
I think that would be
we
fun.
try to see all the ones that we missed, and then we do an honest ranking. I think that would be fun.
And go through. Even watch Runaways.
Would we count Runaways? Because that wasn't a Marvel Studios, that wasn't an MCU proper thing, was it? It was a Marvel television one?
It was the continuity. It was on
Was
Hulu.
Yeah.
It was considered to be at the time. Now, do they still... I don't know.
Also starring the late Julian McMahon, R.I.P.
Daredevil was canon, then not canon, then canon again.
Yeah.
So, I can't say on the TV shows.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're so fickle.
We'll figure that out when we produce that episode. Okay, Carl.
I would rank it pretty high, though.
I would too.
Yeah,
I would too. And I think without caveat, the best Fantastic Four adaptation.
Oh, easily.
It's
the best one.
Live action or otherwise.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely, well done. Good job. Please do more. Is kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
It's definitely the best.
I'm sad to end it because that means we're done talking about Fantastic Four, but it does mean that we have more to look forward to.
These are only the first steps, Kyle.
Great job. Carl, plug your stuff.
www.carllucasdraws.com. Please, if you cannot support my work, if you cannot support my cartooning, I get it. Times are tough right now. If you don't want to buy a digital copy of my comic,
that's fine. If you don't want to buy any of my mini comics or zines or Shogun Bear, that's fine. But I do have a new addition. I have a mailing list. Please join the mailing list. Sign in. It's something free that supports me and my art.
Yeah.
And gets the word out there. Kyle, what do you have to plug?
Ko-fi.com/kylewindle is where my shop lives, and you can get my PDF copies, digital copies that are pay what you want system for Cornelius Armstrong, Thunder Duck, Mad Science Rejects. You can also commission me at that location as well.
They're all great books.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'll probably put some zines up there. You know, they should have had Franklin literally take his first steps in this movie. You can follow me on Instagram, Bluesky, TikTok, and you can follow Issues with Cartoons at TikTok, Bluesky's Instagram, Threads. And you can also follow us and like us on Facebook and
We're all
Spotify.
over the universe.
Or not Facebook, YouTube and Spotify. We are throughout the known universe.
Yeah. You don't even
Email
need
us.
Dr. Doom's Time Machine.
That would be great, though. Contact at IssuesWithCartoons.com. If you want to dispute our ranking of the Fantastic Four, or maybe you're mad that the Silver Surfer's a chick. And here's the thing. I mean, we won't respond, but if you want a response, just listen to this episode.
I barely responded to that guy that came to my table, and if you're listening to this, I like the movie a lot.
You know what? Yeah, I hope you found him.
I hope you find God.
Oh my God. I think if it were me, I think I would probably, if someone were like, what do you think about them making Fantastic Four a woman?
Like, wow.
I probably would be like, man, I think it's such a great idea that I wish Jack had thought of it. That's probably where I would have gone with it. But I'm also petty. So, until next time, real quick, go back in the archive, listen to our Galactus coverage.
Oh, you've so much. Yeah,
so much.
There.
If you like the Superman movie, we have a review of the Superman movie. Go back and listen to that and the All-Star Superman coverage we did, each issue at a time, deep dive into each issue. We then combined the two things that we love into the peanut butter and jelly sandwich of comics that is Fantastic Four meets Superman. From 1999. We also
it's fun.
have been covering Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, like we mentioned. Each episode, one by one, pairing it with a comic or series of comics that relates to the episode in question. We also had a lot of Daredevil coverage leading up to Born Again from the spring. We covered Daredevil Yellow, Daredevil Born Again, Daredevil Man Without Fear, the Elektra Saga, all kinds of Daredevil, and we also did a little bit of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
You have our grand thesis on All-Star Superman, where we discussed that ad nauseum.
Including the animated movie.
Yeah, we covered all 12 issues of All-Star Superman.
One episode per issue.
If you just saw the James Gunn movie, go listen to our review of that. Go to our All-Star Superman episodes. Maybe get started there.
And if you want to hear our coverage of the Avengers Fantastic Four team-up that we referenced from Season 2 of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, hit follow so you don't miss it, because that will be coming in just a couple of months. And until next time, more issues to come.
Stay tuned.